So about 2 months ago now, I was driving on the road, saw an estate sale, went inside, beeline to the garage, and I found this sweet old Craftsman hand plane. It was for $3. It's a bit beat up, but all the pieces are here. Everything's intact. It's rusty, but all the parts still move freely. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back to life so I've got another plane to add to my collection.
Alright, so I just start by taking apart the entire plane. Taking off the lever cap, the iron cap, and the blade. Now moving on to the front handle. And skipping ahead, I've got all the parts laid out. Alright, I'm just taking this to the wire brush to take off a lot of the heavy rust. And rust seems to be the only issue with this tool for the most part. Everything seems to be in good shape otherwise. And my bench grinder stand isn't that stable, so it's kind of shaking across the ground. That's something I gotta fix soon. Alright, so you can see I've gotten just about all of the rust off this plane with the wire brush. And now I start doing the same thing to the other components. That lever cap looks awesome. I love the Craftsman logo on there. Alright, moving on to the blade itself, I'm being careful not to screw up the bevel. And you can see I've got just about all the rust off of this blade. There's still a little bit that I don't feel comfortable doing with the wire brush, so I'll go ahead and do that by hand. And I'm not going to touch the frog at all because it's already painted and it looked pretty good off the bat. Now I'm taking the plane to some high grit sandpaper. I'm using a nice flat surface. I recommend using glass for this if you've got it laying around. And here I am just sharpening the blade, again with some high grit sandpaper. I think I'm starting at about 1,000 and moving up to 2,000. And this should put a mirror finish on the bevel. That blade's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and move to a strop. And I'm just using a little bit of buffing compound on the rough side of a scrap piece of leather. Now I'm just putting some pressure down and pulling on the strap. And there's that mirror finish I was going for. And now I'm taking off the varnish from the back handle. This is a personal preference. I've never been a huge fan of handling varnished wood, so I'm gonna go for a more natural feeling and take that off. And now I'm just gonna finish it off with some boiled linseed oil. And that really helps to protect the wood and pop the grain. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of Woodsman wax. This is available at Timberly Tool and Trade. This is a great way to protect and seal your wood. I'm going to go ahead and just buff this in with the polishing wheel. Now I'm just using a little bit of oil on the inside of the plane. And I've got that nice and clean now. So there's the frog and the bottom of the plane. I'm really happy that the paint is still intact. It's nice to be able to keep the original paint job. All right, now I'm ready to throw the stud on and slip on my handle. I really like the natural shine that wood has after that Woodsman wax. Alright, moving on to the frog. Next up is the blade and the iron cap. And the lever cap to hold it all down. Alright, throwing the stud in for the front handle. And there is the refurbished plane. I'm really happy with the way this came out. This looks a lot better than it did when I first got it. And now I've got a really nice plane to add to the collection.
Thanks for watching. That was a fun project. I love taking things apart and putting them back together again, especially old tools. I'm really happy with the way this hand plane turned out, and I'm excited to add it to my collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned to my channel, and maybe you will see this in action soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.